Moving is stressful. Whether it be across the street or across the country, it's a pain in the ass to take everything you own and pack it up into boxes. But in this video, I'm going to share 5 tips I use to make moving a lot less painful. There are a few simple things and some free apps that you can use to help with everything from planning to packing to even settling in. We just moved from San Francisco to Marin, and though we're still unboxing, these tricks have made it a lot easier. So stick around and we will walk you through our 5 major tips. But first, we're bringing you new videos on peak performance for mind and body in the modern world. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and also click on that little bell so you get notified each week when we drop a new video. So tip number 1, plan ahead. Most of the time you have at least a month's notice to move out. So my suggestion is the minute you sign that lease, go to the UPS store and buy some boxes. Or do what we did and save money by just using old Amazon boxes. And definitely make a reasonable timeline for yourself because you can't tackle everything all at once. So we found it the easiest to clean out one room at a time, starting with the most challenging one. So for me, that was my closet, and for Jasper, it was all of his tech equipment. So essentially, once we got through all of the hard stuff, we were able to figure out what we wanted to keep versus what we wanted to sell. We used apps like OfferUp and Nextdoor to post things that we wanted to sell. Now, we didn't actually make a lot of money this way, but we did have some items that were just gonna be a pain in the ass to disassemble, like our huge couch. So it honestly just made it worth it having somebody come and take care of all of that. It was like it's paying for itself. Plus, once people enter your house and they pick up the item, there's often a chance to throw in an extra item for super cheap or free. And so we found this so much more rewarding than just throwing things out. Now, tip number 2, design an e-home. So you don't have to be an architect to design your own virtual home. There are a handful of very simple apps like Home Design 3D. And these give you the tools to actually customize the interior of your apartment before you move in. Really, all you need are just some simple measurements to get started. So the Home Design app actually has a very simple drag and drop tool for moving furniture around. And some apps even have a virtual reality component, so you can really get a good baseline for how things are gonna look aesthetically. And so because of this, we were able to figure out what we wanted to keep, what we wanted to buy, what we wanted to move, and where in our apartment we wanted the movers to put our furniture. So we had all of that taken care of weeks before the move. So tip number 3 is lay it out. We wanted to optimize our home for efficiency. Now in our last apartment, we did a poor job at this. We had to often bend down in our kitchen or reach up really high in certain rooms to get things that we were using every single day. Plus, we somehow ended up with not 1, but 2 cabinets full of mason jars. So instead of just taking all of our stuff from boxes and putting it into the cabinets right away, we took on a different type of challenge. We used a Marie Kondo style method of taking everything, laying it all out on the floor, and then organizing it into different sections based on categories. And after that, we actually walked through our kitchen to kind of figure out what our day-to-day workflow was gonna be like before we started taking the items and then putting them into shelves based on that. Tip number 4, keep your normal routine. When half of your life is in boxes, it's really hard to feel like your life is normal. But up until the very night before our move, we both tried really hard to keep our schedules somewhat normal. That means I continued to do my X3 resistance band training plus my trampoline every single morning. And we kept our work routines fairly consistent as well. We even kept the coffee maker and our desk in the same exact place up until the very last minute before the move. I know that my brain gets overstimulated when there is a lot of unrest and change happening. This happened to me in college, and it's happened to me with basically every move. So to have that sense of familiarity with a routine and keeping certain things in their normal places, it just really helped kind of calm some of that anxiety for me. So tip number 5 is do meditation and grounding. So even though we tried to keep our schedules somewhat normal, I still felt so unsettled for quite a few weeks leading up until the move. I mean, it's inevitable because you don't want to put any work into your old home since you're leaving, and you can't yet start unpacking boxes in your new home because you're not there yet. So you're kind of in this living limbo. Maybe it's a Virgo thing, but I definitely don't do well when I'm going through a lot of periods of change and transition, and it just kind of stimulated a lot of anxiety for me. But here are a couple things that actually helped me during this transition. For starters, I recommend getting out in nature. Now, this is the ultimate grounding activity. Surrounding yourself with trees and fresh air can really do the body wonders. And it was so great for me to kind of clear my mind and connect to the earth. I also found it helpful to do special grounding meditations. Now, meditation itself can be very grounding, but if you YouTube or Google grounding meditations, there's actually a ton of amazing resources, special guided meditations that are specifically for opening up your root chakra. I also highly recommend that you seek out nourishing and grounding meals. By that, I mean things like bone broth soup, sweet potatoes. I have this amazing Organifi gold elixir that I made every night with some warm coconut milk. It's great because it has turmeric in it, which helps with quelling some inflammation. Plus it's got reishi, which is a medicinal mushroom that can actually help calm your nervous system. So that really helped me combat some anxiety before going to bed. And finally, I highly recommend that you keep a gratitude journal during this time. When things feel chaotic and out of control, nothing brings me more of a sense of awareness and centeredness like thinking about the things I'm thankful for. I found it helpful just to take 2 minutes every single day just to write down 1 or 2 things, very simple things that I was grateful for that day. So this moment of reflection really put things in perspective for me and kind of took all of that madness and that chaos and brought it to a sense of calmness and peace. So the next time you're moving or going through some major life transition, it doesn't have to be stressful if you follow the 5 following tips. Plan ahead, virtually design your future home, lay everything out and organize by category, keep practicing your normal routine, and do a spiritual or meditation and grounding practice whenever you feel like you're out of control. Now, we learned a whole lot from this move, and if you have any tricks or tips, please, we'd love to hear from you. Leave us a comment below and make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you learned something or you liked it. And thanks so much for watching, guys. Remember to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to click that little bell so you get notified each week when we drop a new video. And until then, we'll catch you on the next one.